Peace. Yeah, back in the saddle, man. For now. Yeah, we back. I know, we back. Well, I'm back. Well, we can say we back because I got the gangs all here. Lift that up a little bit, you know. Plus, I got my dudes in there with me. Yeah, so we back. I know a lot of y'all niggas hate that, but I know a lot of niggas don't like me. I don't like what I'm doing, but guess what? Whoever said this was a popularity contest anyway. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It is what it is. This shit, this shit is, damn near my only source of joy right now. Once I ain't doing this shit, it's anyway. Now I'm gonna play a little game with myself, have a little fun, loosen up a little bit, and pause. But so we back, man. We back with the Paris is Burning joint. I guess I do it in order, cause some real live shit just happened. Like I said, this shit never gets old. At least for me, I like doing this shit. Now, I have to say this again. I think I said this yesterday, but I say it again. If you feel like this shit is too redundant, or you way more advanced than this, you the holy telekinetic master that beat your motherfucking feet. This ain't for you. If you think you that dude and you the advanced master and he ain't doing nothing, and who cares? Well, only one way to find out who cares. Doing it. That'll show you who cares. So, yeah, beat your motherfucking feet, man. We don't need you around here. I don't need you. So, now, first and foremost, let's go back to yesterday. Punisher came through. Big pun. My nigga, Christopher Rios. Nothing major, like I said, this is like family affair. Sometimes the spirits come through, give you a major revelation. Sometimes they just hit you like your homeboy hit you. What's up, boy? Yeah, just cool. I just fucking with y'all. Blah, blah, blah. So it was one of those moments. Yeah, nigga, what's up? Ooh, I walked, did my little morning walk. He came. What's up, nigga? That's one of the first. Him and my sister, Miss Cassiapa, the feminine version of Cassiapa. Cause you go do your research on Cassiapa. It's a god, a turtle god. But so after that, he did what the spirits do a lot of times, even though I don't necessarily need it. This type of thing is more so for people who, when it's more so, they always do it just to confirm or make sure that that was really them, because they know that by us being in this physical form, there's always some type of doubt lurking. But the more the more proficient you become in this conscious thing, in this making contact with making spiritual contact with the deities or whatnot, and glorified spirits of those, the souls of those who have made the transition. See, those are the ones you really want to call it. It's a whole lot of, you read a lot of, about a lot of Egyptian deities and stuff, and a lot of ancient deities, which is cool too. But when you need assistance on a certain shit, it's good to find people you may have took interest in who, basically what I'm doing, who understand, because they understand your plight more. You might call on some ancient deity, and you go back to what I was saying about the Pebble of Beja thing. You might call on an ancient deity that's from a time where there wasn't no this poverty, relatively speaking. So you call on them for assistance or something, and it'll be harder for them to help you because they can't identify with the problem. But if you call on somebody that may have who've been here recently within the last past 30, 40 years, or since we've been, who's come here and then made it back to the spirit realm, within this last bit of the plight we've been through as black people or as humans, period, around this motherfucker. You'll get a little bit more. You get, not saying you can't get no help from more ancient spirits or whatever, but people that who can identify these people that's more closer to you and I guess to say closer in proximity when it comes to the time you've been here, or who's lived during within the oppression that we've been going through. They'll be more sympathetic to you because they've witnessed it in some form or fashion when it was on this planet, if that makes sense. It should, but they understand more. So I'm saying that to say he came through, and then it's almost a thing like this right here. When he first came through that morning, he didn't say this, he just came through. But the presence, his presence was he came through. He didn't say what he was coming through for, he just came through. But him coming through was the setup to say, okay, something else finna happen an hour or two from here. And you're gonna see me there too. So you can see make the connection. But he, he didn't say that, he just came through on some casual shit. And they'll do this because they know that as humans, us just now coming back into the whole coming to understanding that this is even a lifestyle. Because someone else come from these religious backgrounds where this shit is cool. Even though I'm confident in knowing that this shit is real. And so we got so bogged down to the point to where just knowing that the average motherfucker in the world looks at this shit as kooky shit, no matter how much I know it's real, it still seeps into the psyche when I'm doing this shit. But when I'm doing this shit, that's why sometimes I go hard with showing you, like, you see this, you see that, you see this, you see that. See, you might be like, okay, man, we get it. We don't, you hitting us over the head, it's overwhelming, and all this old punk shit. Because I know how human minds think. Because I have a human aspect. I'm a god, but I have a human aspect. So, I have to say, I don't give a fuck about those people. Or I don't say nothing about those people, but that aspect of them. I don't want to say fuck the person because I understand how mind works. The mind is some kooky shit. That's why I'm going to say the greatest battle you'll have is with your fucking self. Looking in the mirror, I can see the real contender. Yeah, you battle with the outside world shit when it's all said and done. Your own fucking mind. That's what we tell you, the battle between horse and sick. You have to get this shit in order because this is where the doubt and shit lies at too. So, and they know this shit, so by me being a foremost in teaching this shit, that's why I'm wrong with these synchronicities. I can do this shit all day because I have to have an ample amount of, just like you go watch Sambo, the Black Gods of Asia. He said I would come with irrefutable evidence to prove who I am. So they keep giving me shit all day, so I can keep hitting niggas in the head, and I find joy in it. Because now all them niggas 10 and 15 years ago, they was like, oh, that nigga talking that kooky shit. He's crazy. Don't listen to him. He's not all there. He needs to shrink and shit. Now, you can't deny it because it's just instead of hitting him in the head, and I love it. I love it. Yeah. All the motherfuckers that was, oh, I'm stupid. And not just for me, for the conscious community and all the spiritual practitioners in general. I love being the one to sit here and just give them niggas the sword all day. Sometimes I have to calm myself. Now, I'll take a break, chill for a minute. I'm going to take a break here in a minute. I don't know when, I ain't going to tell you when, but one day I'm going to take a little chill break for about a month or two and come back. Because I've been going going hard for the summer. You know, the past 2 summers, I think I've been kind of lacking in regards to summer. You know, I'm a summer baby, so I'm supposed to, the way I feel, I'm supposed to be rocking and rolling when summer come around. But I think last summer was what I do last summer. I don't think I went hard last summer. Especially, I know that the summer before that I didn't really do too much. But I'm gonna give you niggas the sword, the doubters. I'm gonna put the sword to the doubters, heavy, at least for the next month. So, and who's to say it's gonna ain't stopping there either? But I'm just, giving you a little forecast. But yeah, if you don't like this shit, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so he came back later on. Now, even in our flaws and mistakes, sometimes revelations come through a flaw or a mistake or whatever. Kind of like the thing Bobby was saying. He said it was some guy, I don't know if he was a paleontologist, anthropologist, or I think he was an Egyptologist or something. I can't remember which guy it was. But he said at first he thought the Egyptians were didn't know their own spirituality or whatever. Because for whatever reason, he kept seeing contradictions. So that's what I'm saying. To get to the real nitty gritty, even the information we study as a launch pad, E.A. Wallace Budge and all these guys who were studying this shit while we were dead, and all the information that was being revealed to white people while we were doing slavery or whatever. No matter how well they put this, because they did, don't get me wrong, they did a good job at setting this shit up for us, because that's all they did. That's all they was doing. They thinking they was doing for them, gathering all this information and putting shit together. But actually what they was doing was setting some shit up. So when we wake up out of slavery and come into now and start doing our research, for those who do that, the information to be there for us. That's why we had them do that. When I say we, I mean on a spiritual level. Even when they doing shit they think that they, even when they doing things that they felt they in commission of trying to hurt us, they really helping us. So, but he said that's why that's why the real, no matter how much shit they dug up over there and all this old shit, when it's all said and done, it takes the original people, which is us, to get down to the real nitty gritty of what a lot of this shit means. That's why a lot of times I be reading books, and the average person who don't know no better might read a book. They might be conscious, or they might be pure heart and dedicated to this shit, but they might be reading books, and they be taking the book on face value and thinking that the book is always right, or the author is always right, because the author may be a little bit more, have a little bit more, just like them in general, is more privy to all this information than we are or once was. But when you become a real scientist or a scholar, you start to realize that you have to correct them sometimes. So it's sometimes I be reading the book and the author be off the chain. I'm like, yeah, this nigga, yeah, boy, if you was asking about him, how you feel about his work? His work is loud. But that same author, I might get to a part of this book and be like, nah, he wrong right here. And you're like, how you know? He's the anthropologist and he's been to Kemet and dug up the bones. And I'm like, no, I can show you. Now, okay, I'll show you. Look, take this, that. Now take what I'm saying and compare it to that and see what makes more sense. Oh, okay, you right. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. So, so what I'm trying to say in so many words is it takes us. It's taking us. Sometimes when you, we're the ones who were slated to come and check the work. Not only learn from all the shit that they dug up and shit on their own or whatever, or put forth, but at the same time, revise and make sure you is on point. And I ain't hate to sound like I'm to my home horn, but I am an excellent authority on this shit. So, yeah. But by us going through all this shit, they know that that reinforcement has to happen or whatever sometimes. So anyway, so speaking about Dory and Corey, the guy from the Paris is Burning documentary. Now I was telling you how he kind of resembles Goro a little bit, and he had the stocking on. You know, when he was doing his makeup and shit, he had the stocking on that made his head look like his head was looking like the ancient Egyptian heads or whatever or whatnot, or like me and Pop shit, like I was saying. Hairline recede. Shout out to Podino, man. But so you got that part. I said, go look at Goro and then look at what I'm saying. And then when you go to the House of Venus, the guy that was in the House of Venus, he had the Ganesha statue behind him with the four arms and the elephant head and whatnot. And I was telling you how when around the same week, a few days apart, for me seeing his DVD for the first time, either before or after, I think it was before, I can find out, but I ran into a deity called Angoro. Now you can call it a deity, but actually it's just another word for the center of the earth. Which was what I was trying to get back to when I was saying, when I was speaking towards the debate on whether we came from Africa to over here or not. Well, first and foremost, you got the Pangea, all this shit was together anyway. And that once upon a time where, so you might say, this communities, Egypt was over here first. It's like, man, I think we're looking at it wrong. I think, first and foremost, though, 3 pyramids over there are the center of the earth. All souls came from the core of the earth via the center of the Great Pyramid of Giza or whatnot. That's one thing. 2, think about it, all this shit together, it once was a time where Egypt ran the world from Egypt. So who's to say that the empire stretched everywhere? Therefore, you see Egyptian shit over here because we was all the same people. But like I always say, if in the Hermetica it was prophesied that a land that was not established yet would come into play where we would redeem ourselves there. If it wasn't established yet, that means that this could have been first because the land it said it was going to be a land in the West to be established. A land that's not established yet in the West will be where we are, where we're gathering of the masters. Which this is what's going on right now. This is gathering of the masters. And you're like, well, who's the masters? Well, it's the motherfucking conscious people, spiritual practitioners, the people that's doing what I'm doing. As well as the artists and all that, or whatnot. But the head of the snake is consciousness. Don't let nobody fool you. When you got Angoro, now you got the FIFA Cup that was when this was like the beginning of July when I was doing all this. So I was telling you how when I did the numerology on Angoro, FIFA came up. Shout out to Fife Dog too, because he came through too. I just really peeped that dog. But FIFA, basically what it was the letters F, E, F, F, E, F, F, I, F, F, I, F, F, I, F, F, G. Let me find that shit. Okay, pause right quick so I don't waste no time. Alright, so Now, so when there's the guy from the House of Venus. He had the Ganesha statue with the four arms and whatnot. Now, when I did like I said, when I did the numerology on Goro, but first and foremost, look at the name. On, which means light. It's on and Goro. On Goro or on and Goro. Same thing. But so you got the on, just the light. Then you got the go or the goo, which would be the melanin. Then you got the ro, which would be the ruin of the four powers of sun, you both. Now, now I said it was a deity, but I had, which it is basically the earth in so many words. But to be more particular about it, it's the center of the earth, because it's actually it's actually an island, right? Now we're gonna do a little blending. Take you back to She's All That. The main character She's All That was Zach. Zach was a soccer player, right? Okay. So Zach, the soccer player. What did they say in the beginning? When it was in the when they was watching that stage play, what did the little woman say on stage? She said, "My soul is an island. My car's a Ford." Ford. There was something about that too, but I ain't gonna break my brain right now. But if it comes to me, I'll speak on it. She said, "My soul is an island." What she was referring to was this. See, I never did I might need to go back and do it, but I never did the breakdown of. I said I was, but but I never showed you how that movie related to. Well, I never showed you the creation within that movie, like I did in Mad Max. But her, first and foremost, she's a little woman. She represents. Every time you see them dwarfs and elves and things like that, the minuteness of them refers to the soul, because the soul is a mustard seed, as small as a grain of mustard seed or whatever. So that light is the on, the gore, the goo would be the black melanin, gooey melanin. Or you can say the gore, which would be the gore would be when you hear scary movies, they say blood and gore and guts and stuff. The gore is the inner workings of the body, the blood, tissues, and all that stuff that's in the inner part of the body. The gore. And then the row, or the ungooed row, would be the rowing of the earth, or the four cardinal points of the earth, rowing the earth or spinning the earth around as it sails or travels through the dark waters of noon, which would be space. Taking you niggas where no man has gone before. Niggas. So, when you see on Goro, that's one thing. He was a soccer player. When I did the I ain't gonna do the whole thing and make you niggas do your own work too. But I'll give you this much. When I did the numerical breakdown on it, one thing I got was Ada he Gaia Ahea. Now, I'll let you do your own scrambling with that. But with, only thing but I will give you this much. Now I know we're talking about Paris burning stuff, but it's not talking about gay sexual preference right here. Gaia is one of the names of the earth itself, Gaia. So Ada, He, Gaia. So when you get to the Gaia, the Gaea, that's the earth. Gaia, hey, it's funny because I was just, whatever reason, randomly yesterday thinking about Bernie. But he played down the field. That part when they say, "Hey, Hayes for horses, Hayes for horses." Now, and not really randomly. I'll show you. That's next month though. Stay so. But so that's one thing. And then once you take it a little further, you'll get shot the fight dog too, because he's definitely in the building. But you'll get fifth. The thief, which I use the letters FEFFGFIF. And then when I start rearranging around, first and foremost, the first, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, now I got it right. This is what it was. So, the other breakdown of it was the fee, when you're going to get FIFA, because the first 3 letters is going to be FEFG, or FEF. So that's fee, fa. Mind you, this is all in the midst of the FIFA World Cup thing, which is soccer. Fee fifth, or fee fifth, G fifth, or fife, fifth G fife. Then I start scrambling around. That's when I got the F5. I put the FEFI with the F5 figure, FGF. But you have the FIFA in there. Then you got the and shout out to my nigga Fife Diggy. Dynamite himself. So see how this shit is meshing in together. These are interesting times we living in, to say the least. So and then we spin it around a little bit more. If you take the FIG, the fig, and you put the, so you have FIG, and then FFF, FIF, or FIF, fig. The fig is synonymous with the pineal gland. So many words. Then we're dealing with Dory and Corey. You're dealing with core of the earth, the core of the earth. So now, Goro is an island. Goro from Mortal Kombat has what? 4 arms. The Ganesha statue that Venus had, the guy from the House of, I can't remember his name, but the guy from the House of Venus had behind was the 4-armed version of Ganesha. Goro, the island. This is the island. These would be the 4 arms of Goro. On Goro. These would be like the 4 paddles, the 4 cardinal points that roll the earth or whatever. So the energy part of the energy that keeps the earth spinning will be found in the most northernest region of the earth, the most eastern, the most southern, and the most western. Or western. I'm talking nigga style y'all now and shit. But so these guys, the Venus, that's why, that's sacred to Friday, free of the, that's what Venus is the, and they show you how they always fuck shit, see how they always put it in conflict with each other. you always hear the battle of the sexes. Mars, Venus versus Mars, Venus versus Mars. But actually, Venus and Mars are fucking, when you do and I'm gonna have to double check, but if my memory serves me correct, Venus and Mars actually are fucking husband and wife. So when I seen that, I said, these motherfuckers they always giving us some shit backwards or reverse. Because all you hear is battle of the sexes, Venus versus Mars, Venus versus Mars. And I guess that's cool in a playful manner, but anyway, fucking with these people, I always look at the shit as some devious shit, because this is how they always done us. So, I said all that to say, before we go further into the documentary, these guys want to be made, they want their identities made known. So, basically, the Dorian Corey guy is showing you that he's an earth deity, but that connects to me too, because my sign is, Virgo is an earth sign, which is Geb. And then you got the guy from the House of Venus. You know, I had to go back and check them out again, because kind of drawing a blank with I will say, like I was telling you yesterday about Celia, for us in the grand scheme, outside of just a documentary, he was Hispanic. And something else came through with Spain and whatnot. I had to find it. I don't want to jump all this shit together. But I will say about that is, the white guy who died, who got strangled, let that be a lesson to y'all out there who partake of that life. If you gonna be doing it, you're gonna be tranny and cross-dressing and all that, and you're gonna be hunting for men or whatever, make sure you doing it with people that's of that lifestyle, because tricking a person into believing that you're a woman and then they find out you're really a man and they're straight, that's about this close to rape in my book. That's why I said you might see this as harsh, but I think if people who go through that transition, get their thing cut off or whatever, I think they should have some type of sign on their cheek or something to indicate that, for the sake of straight people like myself. I don't admit, nobody wants to, get caught up in no shit like that. Because if a person flips out and do something to you, then there's gonna be community outrage. Oh my God, they're killing the trans, and it's like, whoa, he brought it on himself. You gonna live that life, live with the people that's willing to live it with you. Don't be dragging people into that shit, because nobody's gonna have sympathy on the guy who fell victim to that. They're gonna laugh at him. Oh, he got tricked, and yeah, then they're gonna try to think like he's gay. And the nigga be like, oh, I didn't know like that. So he gets the double-edged sword. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh man, that's fucked. Ain't nobody gonna. Society is more sympathetic to has been trained to be more sympathetic to the gay guy than the guy who falls victim to some bullshit. Like, I got a homeboy, and it's crazy because I don't know if I want to share that yet, but his little kinfolk been coming through to me. His little cousin died on some gangbanging shit. His little cousin died, but he came through to me yesterday. But the guy that died, his cousin, got caught up in some shit like that. Now he didn't go all the way with the dude. He thought the guy was a girl. He kissed him. If I'm not mistaken, kissed him. I'm not mistaken. And then we find out a little bit later that it was a damn dude and shit. But my boy wasn't. He got gay though. He was fucked up about that. You don't know what kind of scars you can leave on somebody like that. I ain't gonna get too much into detail with that. But that's how I know all this shit is relevant. And I meant to say this right here because my little nigga came through yesterday in the crew. But really, yes, I might share that. Boy, one day, I think I'm gonna show y'all how this shit is. I'm talking about. When I tell you my block that I represent is the shit, and I can show you this shit the same way I can show you all this other shit through spiritual means. Yeah, man, that motherfucking Crest life, boy. Yeah, it's bigger than just a fucking. I don't think my niggas know, but I don't see it like that no more. So they ain't not into this shit. So they'll probably look at me, I sit down, man, well, see, I'm talking that kooky shit. So I just that's why I keep shit to myself. But, so yeah, boom, we got that. Now, give you a little bit more introduction on a spiritual level of this LaBeija guy. Now, you know his eyes, right? Now, mind you, I had this in this picture before I ever even seen this guy before. I never knew of him until I seen the DVD, the documentary a couple months ago. So let's get that shit understood. You see this? See the color I got all this shit written in? I just found this today. Or bumped back into this today, but you see the colors. That blue, right? I'm gonna show you something. Now I'm gonna show you that, and I'm gonna show you what happened today. But before I do that, let me get back to the pun. Now, when I came back in the crib yesterday, someone said, because you go back to what I was saying about the mistakes being, let me get back to that. Yeah, so the dude, what Bobby was saying, the guy who thought that the Egyptians didn't know their spirituality because he was seeing all the contradictions, he said the dude ended up having to renege on what he said. He finally said, you know what? That's what he said. Dude said he used to think that the Egyptians didn't know their religion or their spirituality. And then he found out that the mistakes or the contradictions that he thought they didn't know their spirituality based off the contradictions he would see in the spiritual teachers or whatever. And he woke up and said, you know what? They're doing it on purpose. That's the yin and the yang shit. The yin and yang is a fucking contradiction with it. The yin and yang together, one is one whole. One side is masculine, one side is feminine. Basically, the contradictions is androgyny. I give you another one. Summertime is when the sun is at its most northerly point above the earth, right? Or its highest point above the earth, right? Okay. But in the creation process, when summertime comes around, it's hot as fuck, as you can see right now. But in the creation process, the sun is created, the earth, after the earth is finished being created, well, not finished, but it's finished, but almost finished, because the physical part of it is created, but the soul or the spiritual has to come back down and soul this motherfucker and wake it back up. So it's finished, but it's kind of sleep. It's half finished because it's still got to finish it off with the re-entering of the energy. When all that light goes up, the sun is created at its most northerly point or above the earth. But when the sun is created and it's at its most northerly point in the creation process, what's the state condition of the earth? Cold and froze, right? Now, after this comes back down, earth goes to its orbit, all that changes. Now when the earth and everything is in rotation, Now, when the sun is above the earth at its most northerly point, it's summer and it's hot. And then when it's in its lowest point, it's cool or whatever, or cold or whatnot. Contradiction, see how that work? So now I go back to the poem. And I came back in this motherfucker and said, do the numerology on today's date. So when I did the numerology, I made a mistake. So it's 7/25/2026. 7 is G, and then 7 will be G, then 2 is B, 5 is E, 25th letter of the alphabet is Y, but I made a mistake. And, I put X instead of Y. I'm thinking, not, I'm moving too fast, with my process. So instead of 25 being Y, I put it as X because I was moving too fast, right? Now that's really just Y. And then you got BF 2026, which would be 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 1, which would be 10. And then 10 is the letter J, and then 1 is A. So now when I did this, when I started switching the words around, I just dealt with the 7 to 25 first. So it was G. I put the G E. I took the G. I spelled GEBX. It was give X, right? Give X is give is the earth. This is the earth. Then you have the T or the X. The T is when you look at it like this. X is dealing with the angles. When you tilt it this way, because the earth is always tilting or whatever. So the tilt of the earth and the X, the T represents we usually say the creation process. It took all this shit to come together. But when it starts rotating, the sun hits the earth at angles. So from an angle, if you're looking at it from an angle, you'll see. If you're looking at it like this, it's the T or cross. If you're looking at it from an angle, like the sun shines, the same way the energy of the sun shines in, you get X. Now, that's the X, the Goro, to give X. Goes back to the Goro thing, because that was one of the basically in so many words. And I had to snap. I said, "Hold on, I'm tripping. 25 is Y, which would be now the Y would be dealing with the angles too, but it'd be dealing with the horns, which would be the earth, and this is the Y. So the Y represents the energy going up. This is the making of the wine, the turning water into wine. But this is the Y, the angles going up, the traveling up at an angle from the Ngoro or the island or whatnot. So when you see Gear X, you're dealing with Project X or the Earth X, the Ngoro or the Earth and the X or whatnot. So, but the Give X, the reason it came up was basically, in so many words, a reminder. Even though it was a mistake, it was almost like a reminder to tell me, hey, make sure when you go back to Paris is burning, you're going to tell them about the island of Ngoro, or the Ngoro being an island, hence Give X. See how that works? My poem comes in with that because the way I originally wrote it out before I scrambled the words was GBEX. GB, no, it was I had to roll out GEBX. So the BX is the reference to Pun, the Bronx. That happened after he came through. Totally isolated situations. When I came and did the math on the day, I wasn't even thinking about Pun no more at that time. That was an hour or two after. But it shows you how this shit come back around. And these are the type of things you have to look for. Because somebody can be very, a spirit can very well try to make contact with you for whatever reason. So you have to be aware of all things going on around you. Now that's one thing. Now I'm gonna take you back to your boy Pepper LaBeija. You think it's again? I watch this shit here. Now on this page right here, I was dealing with the Diddy amp stuff. Which is one of the forms of horror, if I'm not mistaken. On one hand, amp stuff, when you look at, I'll give you one where I was scrambling the words around. You got Sam Ta, Land of Sam, or Sam Land. I tell you, Sam means, Sam is what I call a Sambo. Sam is the same as Same or Sim. The center is where two becomes one, or the same. This is showing you that the center, the most common point, makes these two the same, even though it's the top and the bottom as above, so below. As above, so below, meaning they're both the same, just different degrees and whatever variations of the same thing. Same, similar symbols. So that would be. That would be dealing with the top. Anytime you see Sam, even when you're dealing with the set typhon thing, they got what you call the Samai. Now the Samai considered a part of the evil legions of Set or whatnot, right? But the reason why is because this is got to do with the alphabet. Sam is the positive aspect. That's the sim. It's all about being centered and dealing with both sides from the center. But when you're dealing with when you put the lowercase I on it, and it's even with it becomes negative or whatnot. If you want to look at it as morally, it's different, deeper than just morals. But in so many words, the Samai, the reason why it's associated with Set is because this is the stem when all this goes up and the sun is being created up here, and all this freezes up. And it's the barren land of soot or whatnot. This would be the stem of the lowercase I, and this would be the dot. So it would be the same or the Sam, and then the I, and just with the horse in the blind state, because the horse eye being put out by soot is when all this goes up, and the eye up here is separated from this due to the cold, frigid block of ice that's created, the Amhula, until that lightning strikes that bitch and pow, opens it up, hits that, and Raiden nibbles on that navel, and the sun comes back down, boom, and then all that air that was sucking everything up here, pause. All that air, when all this is going up, the whirlwind and shoe goes up with it, but it comes back down. When that light goes up in here, the air comes, this travels back to the underworld through these sections, like the lump, and pushes the earth up while the sun sits right here. So that whirlwind, that wind, that was, this is the Naniweya, that whirlwind that pulled this up and then pulled all that light, that same air comes back around. It comes under the newly formed earth and pushes it up while the sun sits at the center. But and that's one thing. But the Sam would be the Sam top would be the same, or Sam and the top would be land, the two sides of the earth. The land, top means land or whatnot. But how did this? Okay. When I did the numerology on this, it came down to okay, 1 is A, M is 13, S is 19, T is 20, and 1 is A. Then you got 1 is A, 1 plus 3 is 4, which will give you D. 1 plus 9 is 10, which will give you J. 20 is T, but it's also B. And of course A is 1. So that's algebra, right? Algebra. Not counting the A that would come from the 1 and the 10 and the T that would come from 20 being T. Now you just dealing with the breaking it down to its lowest form, which would be 2B and 1J, algebra. Mind you, if I knew anything about a damn Pepper LaBeija, algebra. And I did I scrambled it around a few times. One of them was Jabda. One of them was Badger. One of them was Badaja. And one of them was Jadab. Now the one we're dealing with right now is the Beja, B-A-D-J-J-I, Badger. Now you hear bad, you automatically think, oh, evil, but you have to be more fluid with this shit, because bad, even though we think of bad as something negative, it's more than just one fucking meaning to the word. There's other shit that you find when you start doing your research, where bad means other shit, deities and shit like that. So get out of that. You gotta be fluid with this shit. With Badger, LaBeija, okay. This is some shit from, I don't even remember, this is a couple of months ago. Beja. And my little nigga D-Mac. It came through yesterday, but yeah, he was in that joint too. But now let me show you what happened today. I looked at the clock and it said 11:44. Some told me, do numerology on that shit. So when I did numerology, what I came up with was let it, I'm gonna make sure I'm right. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was 11:44. So that was 1 plus 1 is 2. 4 plus 4 is 8, which will give you 10, right? So you got 2, you got 8, and you got 10. So you got the B, you got the H, and then you got the J, you got the A from the 1 and the 10, and then you got the J, which J is the 10th letter. Beige. You got this Beja. Now I'm gonna really bake you nigga with this shit. This fucked me up. So I'm looking at the Beja thing, and I'm like, okay, beige. I say, okay. Now the missing link to that would be the La Beige, right? L.A. Bullshit you not, nigga. L.A. The 12th letter of the alphabet is L. A is the first letter, right? So I said, okay, 1 plus 2 is 3. And so you'd have 3, and then 1 is 1, right? 3 and a 1. Looked up at the fucking clock right after that, and the fucking time was 1:03. No bullshit. You think that? So you one of these motherfuckers, man. You like I say, you have to. You just think this shit is all quacky, and I don't know what to tell you. But this is real shit. If you, I bullshit you not. When I did once I count the 1 and the 3, I looked up, and the motherfucker thing said 1:03, man. I can't make this shit up if I tried, bro. Okay. So if you wonder if these guys really in the building, oh yes. It ain't here cross-dressing either. That's a part of the thing, but it's deeper than that. So, we got 4 minutes left. So yeah, man. And that's why you have to learn how to put your personal biases to the side and see what the fuck be going on with shit. Like you said, you ain't gotta kiss a nigga. You know what I mean? I gotta kiss a nigga. But it be some shit going down, man. So, yeah. Oh, this shit off the chain. I'm gonna save some of this shit for the book, though. I ain't gonna lie. I put my cash app up. Niggas ain't flinch. It's all good. So just tell me some of this shit, put it in the book and sell it. It's fucking these niggas. Depending on the nigga, you might lose your neck. Be a G in these streets, nigga. Alright, so we'll get about 10 more minutes and I guess we can get that. But anyway, let's get back to the documentary. Now that we got those guys established. So we broke down the House of Pendarvis, Kim Penny. You got your boy Pepper LaBeija, Dorian Corey, and I gotta go back. I forgot what the guy name was in the House of Venus. But I'm gonna have to go watch it again. And like I said, I'm not sure if like I said, if you catch the one, because there's two versions of it on YouTube. If they ain't scrubbed the shit away yet, you know, these motherfuckers is. But the one I saw started off with the damn white supremacy thing on that shit, so I found that interesting. It had that on there, and then when I went and started looking at other videos related to Paris burning, they were showing one of the videos I looked at. They were showing clips from when clips of back in the 80s and early 90s where Nazis and shit were protesting against gay people. Oh, y'all fucking up the population, and which very well can be propaganda too. Associate the gay people with AIDS, then raise up these skinheads and have the skinheads bash them. Yeah, they're killing our pops. That's how you create a war. Raise them up and have them saying or using AIDS as a weapon against the gay people by saying we gotta get rid of them because that's how you borderline get some goddamn Holocaust shit started. These motherfuckers raise up. They're no good. So a person in the middle might say, well, why you say that? Well, for one, look at them. They're killing the population over their gay disease. And you trying to make it exclusive to them. And then, which fall back on black people because the shit is also associated with us via them saying we are the highest, afraid of it and all that shit. Which, knowing these motherfuckers, they can try to take it a step further and say, see, I told you they're not God's chosen people. That's why they're cursed with that disease. Which a disease that never even existed, or the line of disease, some shit that you have to go in and indirectly ask for. And how do you get just going in there asking them, hey, do I have it? Let's see. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. You're lucky. We're gonna let you make it. That guy behind you, We're gonna tell him he has it and give it to him. That's how they rock. And I'm not trying to make light of the show a joke. But just pay attention to what the fuck I'm saying. And that's why this why the DVD and what I'm doing right now is relevant. There's one more thing I want to deal with. Well, I ain't got no time right now, but I'll get to that later. So anyway, I left off with, as far as in regards to the documentary, I think I left off talking about fame and all that. A lot of kids had, a lot of the kids that were showing up at the balls were homeless, didn't have nowhere to eat, no food to eat, and whatnot. I think I already said this. In the gay world, they refer to each other as fairies or whatever, magical shit. Now, fairies aren't necessarily a gay thing, but for whatever reason, that's the little people or whatnot. Fairies, just little sparks of light and all that. Obviously, I actually see, y'all don't be believing this type of shit, but I seen a nigga make them motherfuckers show up with my own eyes. They look like little bulbs of light. Like when you see in the movies and shit, you see little things with wings, which is a thing too, but when I saw the shit, it was like this little sparks of light or whatnot, like flying. I seen this shit with my own eyes. So this shit is real. I need to work on my fucking handwriting. This is terrible. But anyway, okay, so I think I did that one. I spoke on that. Some type of references. Hey, I said that some of the guys went on to act like, we're gonna get into Woolly Ninja next. Now this nigga was on there, he was doing the damn thing. Trust and believe that shit. But we'll get into that in the next one. But like I said, I think I spoke about this too. Lena Horne, while Corey was doing his makeup, he was saying, I liked this part too. This is for the youth. We pretty much, people my age and a little bit older and a little younger already know this, but the youth of today need to know this shit. He brought a Lena Horne. Shout out to that nigga. Lena Horne is that is a Marilyn Monroe. Whatever Marilyn Monroe was to white people, that's Lena Horne to me. Just like not just Lena Horne, because you got other, but that is a fucking. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but just like I was saying about Kiki Shepard last night, but Lena Horne would be she's light skinned, but that Nicole is the epitome of gorgeousness. Oh my God, Lena Horne, and she got the Horus thing going because the last name Horn. And you see horns, that ain't just no devil shit. That is really good shit. Then she named it for my mama, which had the same name. If you take the L and turn it into an R, Lorena or Renee, that's my mama's name. So that's a thing. But he was saying how black stars were stigmatized. Everybody wanted to look like Marilyn Monroe. True thing, That's what I was saying about with Mike. It was the damn. And if I'm wrong, prove it. It was the fucking. Skin disease thing. But in order, that's why in the movie, he was saying he had to be symmetrical. He didn't want, just like he was saying his face had to be symmetrical, which is some Virgo type shit. He didn't want to walk around with spots. So you might say, well, oh man, he just wanted to look white. What disease did he have? Well, there's people walking around here right now who didn't who didn't really have the means of making themselves all the way white or all the way lighter. And then if you want to take it a step further, you do have some shit that in the Bible, what they call that leprosy. So that's the thing. And don't think for 1 second that if Yaqub or the priesthood of Yaqub or whatever for the world, if they had the means of taking black people and doing scientific experiments on them all the way and grafting them all the way down to white people, don't think it ain't no in-between spots between that. So that means somewhere in between people becoming black and white, you got an in-between swing or whatnot, where a lot of people that got caught up who were experimenting on who were in between that thing were both spotted, but that's where the leprosy shit comes from. Leprosy comes from is a result of the of what was taking place within the process of white people being brought to the created on the planet from black people, whatever. So if it started out black and you got to get some people out with the white, somewhere down the line it's going to be. So you don't think that these people were able to do something to Mike and cause leprosy, sadly mistaken. He just chose to, which is still a spiritual too. That's the black ISIS coming to the white ISIS too. It's just that Mike is a man. Or the moon coming into play or whatever. But so even like let's go back to what I was telling you, even when they think they're doing something to spite you, they could be doing some shit they think to spite you the whole while this shit is fulfilling some type of prophecy or whatever, or has some type of spiritual undertone to it. So okay, I got Lena Horne's birthday right here. So this shit I might have took these notes on her birthday. Or something about I need to go see what her birthday was. I didn't write it down. For some reason I got Lena Horne be there right here. But Lena Horne was a bad mamma jamma, man. That little short dude. Yeah, man. Okay, so now I'll say this and then I end it on this note. This one on this note. And I think To Be Real was playing in the background, but yeah, I think that's what it was. That's what I got right. To Be Real. Shout out to Cheryl Lynn. Your love deserves an encore. Bad motherfucker. And while we spoke about leprosy, if you go watch the encore video, you'll see leopards in that thing. Well, not real. You'll see leopard skin in that. Go check it out. But I thought this was interesting too. So you'll say people like, well, that's people making a choice to be gay. They don't have to be like that. But let me ask you a question. And this part right here, like with the To Be Real part, one of the categories, the category they was dealing with in one of the balls when they was playing that To Be Real song was the gay guys had to dress and act like they were straight. That was one of the categories. So they had to try their best to come off as straight. Now, if this shit is just if them being gay is just a choice, then why would it be a struggle for them to act? Why would they have to act straight? Do you get what I'm saying? Because they're not born like that. And not saying they can't go, because you're not saying the gay dudes can't act within their true biological manifestation. But what I'm saying is, if it wasn't something, an internal struggle, or not even struggle, just something else going on within them, why would they have to act like that which they were born to be? I mean, if they had the if they had the thought to make that a category where you have to challenge yourself to be or act straight, that means if that's something that has to, that means somewhere down the line it's hard for them to be that, which means it's deeper than just some guy making a goddamn choice. If that's, I'll try to explain it a little better in the next segment. Let me put an asterisk right there so we can start there. But yeah. But like I said, that guy, the MC, pay attention to him. He's still alive. Pay attention to him. That nigga was just like I say, the shit he was saying, it resonated deeper, for me it resonated deeper than just, even though he was saying that in the moment in regards to what was going on in the ball, the way it hit me was it transcended just that. It almost seemed like he was talking out into the world. So when he said, you have the space to be all that you want to be, or whatever that was he said, he was saying that to them guys in that ball in particular. But to me, it sounded like something that everybody, something that a motivational speaker would say, speaking to everybody. Like, go out into the world, you have the space to do what you need to do, or whatnot. So, and that's what it was. That's why the two real songs was playing, if I'm not mistaken. Empty songs, I think. But that was the object of that category, or that challenge was to get past the untrained eye, or even the trained eye, without them being noticed as gay. Well, if it's just a choice, it should be easy. If you just turn on and turn off like that, and if it ain't something biological, if it was something deeper than just somebody making a choice, that shouldn't be they wouldn't even fathom that as a fucking category to ask me on a subconscious level. So yeah, I'm straight. I don't have to act. It ain't, if you was to tell me to act like a gay guy, I'd be terrible at it. Some guys can do that. You see certain dudes do that, when they comic shows and shit, where they make, when they do little jokes about gay people, whatever. I personally would have a problem with that. But I don't have as a straight man, I don't have to act. If they would say, hey man, act like a man, it's like, I don't have to act like a man. I don't have nothing in me that keeps me from being a man to the fullest degree. If that makes any sense. So we'll stop right here, man, and pick it back up when I get back to it, man. So y'all just hold your horses, man. Peace.